said last night, at least we learned to move our, with our hips a little bit. And Sandy learned to lung arm also.
I think Sandy
yeah, we saw. I don't know what. Lung arm with Jesus. That's what's up. All right, let us proceed with the morning's.
Awesome. Now, how am I supposed to do communion after that? I'm now going into a very serious topic after having fun, after dancing lung arm. But it was a beautiful song. I think I was about 5 years old when that song came out.
Exactly.
And yeah, that was such a beautiful song. I knew all the words. And it so ties in beautifully with the message on communion that I have to bring this morning, because it is really true. It is all about Jesus. And we thank him for the things that he has done and given us access to in our lives. So this morning, I have the task of speaking on the communion. And I had a very serious message planned, which I still do. And what I really want to talk about is about being a part of the vine, what it really means. On Sunday, we heard Elder Grant speak about the true vine and how we need to be connected to the true vine in order to experience blessing, in order to see the manifestation of God's will in our lives. And this morning, I want to speak about what the true vine means in terms of what was performed at the cross. Because you see, when you join to a vine, I don't know, Pastor Elton looks like he's a green fingers kind of guy. So I'm going to speak about something that I've seen and I found very interesting. That do you know, if you cut off a branch of an apple tree, and you cut off the branch of an orange tree, and you connect the branch of the apple tree to the orange tree, the substance or the fruit that is on the apple branch will still grow because it is connected to the branch. The fruit that it has to give will continue to grow because it is connected to the branch. And that is what it means to be connected to the true vine. That the life-flowing substance which is inside of him begins to flow through us. And it begins to manifest in ways like producing fruit. But it's not always an easy process. It's not just a matter of connecting to the branch and now everything is great, I am like God. Sometimes there is a fight. And the best way I can describe this is in December of 2019, when I gave birth to my son Zion. The doctor decided that I had lost too much blood and I needed to get a blood transfusion. It was one of the most worst experiences I've ever experienced in my life. From the moment that needle went into my arm, there was a fight. My body was fighting to not receive that blood. And after I had the blood transfusion, I went home. And I remember sitting and thinking that this could kill me, because the things that I felt I wasn't used to feeling. My heart was beating so hard that my body would shake with every heartbeat. And I would lay awake at night praying to God, please, Lord, please let my heart not stop. Please, Lord, let my heart not stop, because this was not something that I was used to. You see, what was happening was my body was trying to fight or reject the blood that it had received. And I had to make a decision that I was not going to I was not going to give in. There were many times when I said to Gershon, I feel like I need to go back to the hospital. I feel like this blood transfusion is not agreeing with me. There was just something that was fighting back. I couldn't breathe. I would feel like I ran up a flight of stairs when I would just get out of bed in the morning. And that time there wasn't coronavirus in South Africa. It was a difficult experience. And when tying that into the communion, sometimes our flesh tries to fight the substance that has now come into us. That blood of Jesus that is now flowing through us, that new life that is flowing through us, our flesh tries to fight it. Our flesh tries to fight the miracle of salvation which was performed at the cross. It tries to tell us that we are not made of the same stuff that Jesus is made of. We need to remain in the world doing the things that we did because that is where we belong. And even when we go through difficult times, our flesh tries to fight and say, look, this is not where you were going to be had you not decided to make this decision and follow and join with the true vine. Because it's not always easy to stay connected to the true vine. And Jesus Christ says that in his word, that we will all have to bear a cross. And Pastor Cindy mentioned something on Sunday where we say that when it comes to salvation, we always think that things are going to be easy. We always make it sound so great. We always make it sound like it's the best thing, which it is. But we don't speak about the fighting back. We don't speak about the war that wages between our flesh and our spirit. We don't speak about the fact that Jesus said that it won't be easy to be connected to the vine. The same way he had suffered on the cross, we would find that suffering making or presenting itself in a different way in life. But what he did promise us was that we would have victory. What God promised us was that no matter how hard the fight, we would have victory. And just as I'm sitting here today, having victoriously overcome that blood transfusion that I thought was going to take my life, and later I realized that I was just being a drama queen because that happens to everyone. I researched and people say that that happens because you have a lot of blood in you and now that blood is trying to circulate, through your body. And even though I thought I was dying, I wasn't dying. I had the victory. And that might be some of us right now. We might be feeling like our situations in our life is going to kill us. We might feel like we're going to die, even if it's not physically, but dying in the spirit because of the things which we are overcoming. God is saying that the victory belongs to you. Don't be a drama queen. You are going to make it through. You are going to have victory in your situation. So this morning, I would like to tell us, or I would like to remind us about the ways that Jesus Christ has given us victory. And we speak about, I know that we like to speak about the 7 places where Jesus shed his blood to give us victory over certain areas of our lives. And I just want to remind everyone of these things. When Jesus shed his blood in the Garden of Gethsemane, he gave us victory over our willpower, which is the first thing we need to fight a battle. Because when Jesus promised us that we would have victory, he didn't say that a battle wouldn't have to be waged. You can only have victory when you have the willpower to fight the battle. And that is what we need. He has given us victory in the area of our willpower when he sweat blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. The second place was through the stripes on his back, and he gave us victory over health. We are fighting a war called coronavirus, and he has given us the victory over it. The third place was the crown of thorns, and God gave us victory over poverty. He gave us victory over poverty so that we may have prosperity. The fourth place was that Jesus' hands were pierced, and he gave us dominion over the things we touch. He gave us power in our hands and dominion over every single thing that we touch. The fifth place was that Jesus' feet was pierced, and he gave us victory over the places where we tread, over the places where we walk, whether it be your workplace, whether it be your community. God has given you dominion and victory in those places. And the sixth place was that he won back our joy when he was pierced in his heart. When he was pierced on his side, he won back our joy. And the last place was that he had given us dominion over hurt, over inner hurt that we've experienced, over rejection, through every bruise that he had suffered on his body. So this is what I want everyone to remember, that though there may be a battle waging, though there may be a war raging, he has given you victory over everything. He has given you the victory over it all. So this morning, as we take our communion, let us remember what the victory that we have in every area of your life. Whatever it is that you are facing, remember the victory that you now have. And in 1 Corinthians 11, verse 23, Paul says, "For I have received of the Lord that which I also pass on to you, that Jesus Christ, on the night he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, 'This is my body, which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me.'" Let us partake of the body of God. And in the same manner, after supper, he took the cup, saying, "That this cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me." Let us partake of the cup. "For as often as you eat the bread and drink the cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes." You proclaim your victory until he comes. You proclaim your deliverance until he comes. You proclaim your rightful place in the vine. That is what we are proclaiming. We are proclaiming our rightful places at the vine, being connected to the vine and receiving of the same substance that flows through Jesus Christ. Thank you so much.
Hi, good morning. Morning, everybody. Man, can you hear me? Yes, I'm smiling. I don't know if I'm smiling because of the music this morning. I was not a clubber, Apostle Marco. I just my head was the only thing that moved. But it's so great to be here again. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm coming from a new studio, as you can see, a bigger and a better studio that I'm coming from. It feels different, not just a new studio, but a new slot also in this broadcast. So it seems like everything is new. The background is new and everything. So I just want to encourage us this morning quickly concerning certain things. And as I'm thinking of some of the words that went out on Sunday about gratitude and even about faith and the things that happened, and the word that keeps on just going through my mind, being gentle, even when Jesus is saying no and when you're getting a no answer, to keep on being gentle. It always wants us to go and look up the word gentle faith and maybe just studying that about more about faith and all the things that happened and the testimonies that we heard about what God is doing, the testimony that we heard about yesterday even, how God is just doing things. But I want to encourage us this morning just concerning our vision once again. And I just want to call this section, the vision is calling your name. And I want to take it out of the section of Acts 10, where Cornelius calls to Peter. It is almost like when two visions are collaborating, and that's one of the words that we also heard on Sunday, that when two visions are collaborating. And I'm just going to take out some things here quickly. It says that in verse 2 that he and all his family were devout and God-fearing. He gave generously to those in need and prayed to God regularly. I want to tell you this morning that God is seeing our hearts. God is seeing what you are doing. God sees that you are a God-fearing family. It's speaking about family. It's speaking about how they gave generously to everybody, how they gave generously to the poor, to those in need, and prayed. And one day at about 3 in the afternoon, we know what happened. An angel came to Cornelius and he said, Cornelius, and he said, what is it? And it says in verse 5, in verse 4, the angel said, your prayers and gifts to the poor have come up as a memorial offering before God. Your gifts to the poor and your gifts to the people have literally created a memorial in heaven for you. So there's something that is going to come. There's something that is on its way. And then the angel said to him, he said, send men to Joppa to bring back a man named Simon who is called Peter. He's staying with Simon the tanner. So we know the story, how he just sent these people, but it says an interesting thing, that he called 2 of his servants and a devout soldier who was one of his attendants. And I want to say to you that your vision is on its way. The vision is on its way. It might seem that things are falling apart now, but the vision is on its way. And the vision is being sent, with this vision is being sent servants, and there's a soldier that is meaning that there's security that is being sent. So God is going to have the best security for your vision that is on its way. Even my brother Grant, even if things are falling apart, the vision is on its way. And this whole thing, when I read it again, it reminded me when what have happened with me with what God have blessed me with the laptop. It reminded me of this certain things, but it also said Peter also had a vision. So there was 2 visions, one side at Cornelius, and then Peter also had a vision. And we know the vision that Peter had. But this is the interesting thing. It said that while Peter was still wondering about the meaning of the vision, the men sent by Cornelius found out where Simon's house was and stopped at the gate. Let me tell you, we might still be wondering about what God is going to do, but the vision will locate your address. The vision will locate your address. The vision will find your address while you are still wondering. While you are still wondering if things are going to happen. I was still, 2 weeks ago, I was still wondering, Lord, and praying. I told Pastor Marco, I said, I was wondering, while I was wondering, I received a message from him saying, listen, I'm working on something. Things are going to be sorted out. So I was still wondering if God is going to do it. And God was already sorting it out on the other side. He was sorting it out. And then it says, they called out asking if Simon, who was known as Peter, was staying there. They called out to Peter while he was still wondering, while he was still going back and forth with God about he can't do this. The vision was calling out his name. Your vision is already calling out your name. It's already calling out your name. And while Peter was still thinking about the vision, the Spirit said to him, Simon, 3 men are looking for you. So get up and go downstairs. Do not hesitate to go with them, for I have sent them. I have sent them. God have sent that vision to you. I told my brother Luigi yesterday, I said, you know, I was thinking, because he called me and he said, my sister is going to drop the package, the box for you. And I told him yesterday, I said, you know, I was still thinking, because I was expecting a call, and I was still thinking here inside of the house that, okay, I'm waiting for his sister to come. When are they going to come? And then my aunt came to the back and said, Elton, there's people outside that is calling you. They are waiting for you. And then this reminded me of this while I was still thinking and going forth. The package was already on the outside. The people that was on their way were already on the outside. So when I came, they had the package, they had the box in their hands. And I want to conclude with this, and I don't want to be long, but it says that Peter went down and said to the men, I'm the one you are looking for. Why have you come? So they explained to him. And then Peter invited them into to the house to be his guest. So it's the time, the season to invite the vision in. Not just anymore to dream about the vision, not just anymore, but invite it in. God is releasing in this time and this season. He's releasing certain things, and the vision is outside. The vision is calling your name. And so God said, invite in the vision, invite it, make it part, and go. And the next thing is go with the vision. Go with the vision, walk with the vision, because there's a greater collaboration that is going to happen. We know what happened while Peter was just talking, when he went with them, and while he was just talking, the Holy Spirit just came down in power. So with two visions that is collaborating, the Holy Spirit is just gonna come down, and it's just gonna ignite everybody. So the vision is on its way. The vision is outside. The vision is calling your name. The vision, even if you don't like it, the vision will reach and find your address and go with the vision. So I just wanted to encourage you this morning with this, that keep on having the faith. The Lord bless you. And so now I will hand over to the original LKW, Luigi Wilson. Let's see what.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
in the
What can I
house.
say? Pastor Elton, wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that from the Almighty? Wow. That is really a powerful word, Pastor Elton. Thank you so much for blessing us. But as a start, we started with Josette. Beautiful community message. Yes, Josette, we will not give up the fight. We are victorious in Christ, so that we may allow to, as you said, you did the transfusion, so that we may be transfused and allow him to flow through us. Beautiful message, Josette. Pastor Alton, yes, our vision is on our way, and we will have that hedge of protection from God to protect that vision. And whenever I watch Formula One, they will always say when the race starts, go, go, go. So with that vision, hashtag, let's go. So thank you so much. Let's go over to the decrees. These guys have set a high bar for me. I don't know how am I gonna, because Pastor Mark already started off, because it's all because of you. I am new. And then people had all these wonderful dance moves. I was waiting for the shoulders and everything. And Josette comes with a powerful message, as well as Pastor Alton. So Pastor Alton, firstly, I want to say you look amazing. You look so bright. Your background, you are from the overseas, from San Francisco, all the way from America. So let's go over to the decrees before I get carried away. Please say after me. I decree and I declare my faith will overflow so it may refuel others. I decree and I declare, my faith will be so great so that it may rebuild others. I decree and I declare that my faith will be so contagious so it may encourage others. I decree and I declare my faith will be so bright so that it will pierce the darkness and victorious in every fight. I decree and I declare, when I've been tried and tested, I will only see the positive aspect thereof. And that to build my faith stronger. I decree and I declare, my faith will be so tight so that my belief will not only be by sight. I decree and I declare, my faith will have works and will be alive. And I will thrive to seek his kingdom first in my life. So that all things will be added unto me and my family, so that we may not live in strife. I trust that you guys were blessed by this morning. I am truly blessed by the communion, the word. Josette, Pastor Alton. Yes, like I said, you had the conversation yesterday. I told him that Pastor Cindy also had the same thing. You just have to have a desire. Pastor Alton just had a thought. He didn't even speak it. He didn't even say it. He just had a thought, and God already was working. God already was working. That's all you need, just a thought. And that thought needs to come from the heart, and God will manifest. Pastor Alton, thank you so much for your encouraging word in the video that you've shared with us, that we will be blessed abundantly. We receive that blessing. And I trust that each and everyone out there on Facebook, on YouTube, right here in Zoom, that you were blessed by the message this morning. Over to announcements. We have our key aspect this evening, which will be key youth. If you would like your children to join them this evening, please do so at the time of 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. They're going to show you these amazing waves that you need to do. And tomorrow morning, we have our Men's Connect with Elder Grant, and that will start as from 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. So yes, there's a key word, like in key youth, there's a key word, which is also 3 syllables. That's MEN, which is men. Only men is allowed. And please, men, if you're in your household, please put on your earphones or your headphones. If you have earpods or something, make our ladies like wonder, why is he giggling? Why is he laughing? Why is he like, yes, yeah, that, yeah, yes, and wonder what's happening there. And yes, we obviously have, which we always dying to see, our Sunday service, which is on Sunday from 9:30 a.m. up until any time that God allows us to go, because we can go on the whole day. I wouldn't mind. So yes, and then we're back on Monday morning with the communion message again. And yeah, we trust that you will have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, awesome, fantastic, as we will receive so much joy from Josette in a message with a communion, and so much awesomeness from Pastor Alton. I trust that you guys will have a blessed day. Take care and stay awesome. Bye, everybody.